Let me tell y'all something. If you woke up this morning, you already winning. You might not have everything you want, but you got everything you need to keep going. See, life ain't about sitting around waiting for the perfect moment. It's about getting up and making things happen. Too many people let doubt, fear, and excuses stop them from stepping into their purpose. You keep saying, I'm waiting for the right time. Listen, the right time ain't coming. The time is now. Stop waiting for everything to be perfect because that day ain't never going to come. You got to move forward with what you have and trust that more will come along the way. Gratitude is one of the most powerful things you can practice in your life every single day. Before you even get out of bed, before you check your phone, before you start thinking about what you have to do, you need to take a moment and just say thank you. Because the fact that you woke up this morning means you've been given another chance. Somebody didn't wake up today. Somebody didn't get that opportunity, but you did. And that alone is a reason to be grateful. Too many people spend their days focusing on what they don't have. They wake up thinking about their problems, their struggles, their disappointments. They focus on what's missing, what's wrong, and what didn't go their way. And when you start your day like that, you're already setting yourself up to be frustrated, to be bitter, to be negative. But when you wake up with gratitude, when you take a moment to appreciate what you already have, your entire mindset shifts. Gratitude doesn't mean your life is perfect. It doesn't mean you don't have struggles. It just means you choose to focus on what's good instead of what's bad. It means you recognize that even in the middle of your challenges, there's still blessings all around you. You might not be where you want to be yet, but you're not where you used to be. That's something to be grateful for. You might not have all the money you want, but you got a roof over your head. You got food to eat. You got people in your life who love you. That's something to be grateful for. The way you start your day matters. If you wake up complaining, you'll find more things to complain about. But if you wake up grateful, you'll find more things to be grateful for. It's not about your circumstances, it's about your mindset. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It helps you see opportunities instead of obstacles. It helps you stay positive even when things aren't going your way. It reminds you that no matter what you're going through, you still have something to be thankful for. A lot of people think they'll be grateful when they finally get what they want. They say, I'll be happy when I get that job. I'll be happy when I make more money. I'll be happy when I finally reach my goal. But that's not how it works. If you're not grateful for what you have now, you won't be grateful when you get more. Because the truth is, if you can't appreciate the small things, you won't appreciate the big things either. Gratitude isn't about waiting for something good to happen. It's about recognizing the good that's already in your life. You have to train yourself to see the good. It's easy to focus on what's wrong. It's easy to dwell on the negative. But when you make the decision to be grateful, you start noticing things you used to overlook. You start seeing how blessed you really are. That's when your whole life starts to change. Because when you focus on your blessings, more blessings come your way. That's just how it works. Gratitude also helps you keep going when times get tough. Life is going to test you. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. There will be days when everything seems to be going wrong. But even in those moments, if you can find just one thing to be grateful for, it will give you the strength to keep pushing forward. It reminds you that you've made it through hard times before, and you'll make it through this too. It's not about pretending your problems don't exist. It's about choosing to focus on what's good in your life, even when things aren't perfect. Because no matter what you're going through, there's always something to be thankful for. And when you practice gratitude every day, it becomes a habit. It becomes a way of life. It changes how you see everything. The most successful people in the world practice gratitude daily. They don't wait for things to be perfect. They don't wait for everything to go their way. They wake up and they choose to be grateful. And that choice sets the tone for their entire day. Because when you focus on what's good, when you appreciate what you already have, you attract more of it. If you want more out of life, start by being grateful for what you have right now. Don't wait for the big moments. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Start today. Start right now. Wake up every morning and say, thank you. Recognize your blessings. Appreciate what you've been given. And watch how your life begins to change. A lot of people are waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the right time, waiting until they feel ready. But let me tell you something. The perfect time is never going to come. There will never be a moment where everything lines up exactly how you want it to. Life doesn't work that way. If you keep waiting, you'll be waiting forever. You've got to move now. You've got to take action with what you have, where you are, and trust that the rest will fall into place as you go. Too many people let fear and doubt hold them back. They say, I'll do it when I have more money. I'll start when I have more experience. I'll go for it when I feel more confident. But confidence doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. You don't get confident by sitting around thinking about it. You get confident by doing, by trying, by failing, and by learning. You grow into the person you need to be by taking steps forward, even when you don't feel ready. Think about the most successful people in the world. They didn't wait until everything was perfect to start. They started with what they had. They started with uncertainty, with doubt, with fear, but they started anyway. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who don't. The ones who succeed are the ones who take action even when they're scared. They don't wait until they feel ready because they know that day may never come. Fear is always going to be there. It doesn't just disappear. You can't wait for fear to leave before you start moving. The only way to get past fear is to go through it. Every time you take action despite fear, it loses its power over you. Every time you push past doubt, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than you think. But if you keep waiting, if you keep putting things off, fear only grows bigger. It gets louder. It convinces you that you can't, that you're not ready, that you don't have what it takes. And if you listen to that voice, you'll stay stuck. Waiting doesn't get you anywhere. The more you wait, the more time you lose. And time is something you can never get back. You don't want to wake up 5 years from now and realize you're still in the same place because you were waiting for the right moment. You don't want to look back and regret not taking that chance, not going after that dream, not stepping into what you were meant to do. Every single day you wait is a day you could have been building, growing, improving. People like to make excuses. They say, I don't have the resources. I don't have the support. I don't know enough. But do you think the people who made it had everything figured out from the start? No. They figured it out along the way. They started where they were with what they had, and they trusted that they would learn and grow as they moved forward. You don't need to have it all together. You don't need to know everything. You just need to start. The truth is, the longer you wait, the harder it gets. The more you delay, the more comfortable you get in your excuses. You convince yourself that now isn't the time, that later will be better, that one day you'll get around to it. But one day is a dangerous lie. One day keeps you stuck. One day is how dreams die. If there's something you want to do, start today. Start with whatever you have. If you want to start a business, start researching. If you want to get in shape, go for a walk. If you want to learn a new skill, pick up a book. Stop waiting for some magical moment to appear. The moment is now. Most people never start because they think they need to be perfect, but perfection is an illusion. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. Willing to try, willing to fail, willing to learn, willing to keep going. Because progress is better than perfection. Taking messy action is better than taking no action at all. The most important thing you can do is start. Take that first step, even if it's small, even if it's uncertain. Just take it, because once you start moving, momentum kicks in. Once you take that first step, the second step gets easier, then the third, then the fourth. And before you know it, you've built something. Before you know it, you're in motion. And motion is what leads to success. Belief is everything. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Too many people go through life doubting their own potential, talking themselves out of opportunities before they even try. They tell themselves they're not smart enough, not talented enough, not lucky enough. But the truth is, the only thing stopping you is you. It's not your circumstances, it's not your background, it's not where you came from. It's your mind. If you don't believe you can do something, you won't even try. And if you don't try, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. The mind is powerful. Whatever you tell yourself every day, that's what you become. If you constantly tell yourself you can't, you'll never take action. But if you tell yourself you can, if you tell yourself you're capable, if you tell yourself you're built for this, you'll start acting like it. You'll start walking in confidence. You'll start seeing opportunities instead of limitations. The way you speak to yourself matters. The words you use shape your reality. If you keep saying, I'm not good enough, you'll find proof to support that. But if you say, I can figure this out, I'm getting better, I have what it takes, your mind will start working to make those words true. People who succeed in life aren't necessarily the smartest, the strongest, or the most talented. They are the ones who refuse to doubt themselves. They are the ones who push forward even when they don't have all the answers. They are the ones who trust themselves enough to take risks. It's not about having all the resources. It's about having the mindset that you'll figure it out. If you believe in yourself, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. A lot of people struggle with self-doubt because they've been told their whole lives that they aren't good enough. Maybe someone told you that you weren't smart enough to chase your dreams. Maybe you failed once and now you think failure defines you. Maybe you compare yourself to other people and convince yourself that you don't measure up. But none of that matters. Your past does not define your future. Your mistakes do not determine your worth. What matters is what you choose to believe right now. You can either believe in the limitations others put on you, or you can believe in your own ability to rise above them. Belief isn't about ignoring your challenges. It's about knowing you have what it takes to overcome them. It's about understanding that every successful person started somewhere. They weren't born with all the answers. They weren't handed success. They had to work for it. They had to fight through doubt, through obstacles, through failures. But the one thing they never did was give up on themselves. They kept believing, and that belief pushed them forward when nothing else did. You have to be your biggest supporter. You can't wait for other people to believe in you. You can't depend on validation from others to feel worthy. Because the truth is, not everyone is going to see your vision. Not everyone is going to support your dreams. Some people won't believe in you because they don't believe in themselves. Some people will try to bring you down because they're afraid of what you might become. That's why you have to believe in yourself first. You have to be the one who sees the vision even when nobody else does. You have to be the one who keeps going even when others don't understand. Self-belief is a skill, and like any skill, it has to be developed. You have to train your mind to reject doubt. You have to replace negative thoughts with positive ones. When that voice in your head says you can't do this, you have to answer back, yes, I can. When fear tells you to quit, you have to remind yourself why you started. You have to surround yourself with people who lift you up, who push you forward, who encourage you to keep going. Because the environment you put yourself in affects how you see yourself. If you're around negativity, if you're around people who don't believe in themselves, it's easy to fall into that mindset. But if you're around people who are striving, who are pushing, who are growing, that energy rubs off on you. Your belief in yourself determines how far you'll go. If you believe you can only go so far, that's exactly how far you'll go. But if you believe there are no limits, if you believe you are capable of more, you keep pushing, you keep striving, you keep growing. The mind is a powerful thing. It can either be your greatest asset or your biggest obstacle. The choice is yours. Fear is one of the biggest things that holds people back from achieving their true potential. It stops them before they even start. It makes them second-guess themselves, keeps them stuck in the same place, and convinces them that stepping out of their comfort zone is too risky. But the truth is, fear is not real in the way people think it is. It's a mental barrier, a thought, an illusion that grows stronger the more you listen to it. It's not something that should stop you, it's something that should push you forward. Because the things you fear the most are usually the things that will help you grow the most. Fear is always going to be there. You can't outrun it, you can't avoid it, and you definitely can't wait for it to disappear. The only way to get past fear is to move through it. You have to stop waiting to feel brave before you take action. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite the fear. Every successful person has felt fear. Every person who has accomplished something great has had moments of doubt. But the difference between them and the people who stay stuck is that they didn't let fear stop them. They felt it, but they took action anyway. Most of the time, fear is just a story you tell yourself. You imagine the worst-case scenario. You convince yourself that if you try, you'll fail. That if you step out, people will judge you. That if you take a risk, you'll lose everything. But the reality is, most of the things you fear never actually happen. Fear magnifies things, makes them seem bigger than they are. And if you don't challenge those fearful thoughts, they will control you. They will paralyze you. They will keep you from stepping into the life you were meant to live. People let fear dictate their choices, and that's why they never reach their full potential. They let the fear of failure stop them from even trying. They let the fear of rejection stop them from putting themselves out there. They let the fear of the unknown keep them trapped in situations they know aren't right for them. But playing it safe is not the way to success. Staying comfortable will never get you to the next level. You have to be willing to take risks. You have to be willing to face fear head on and move forward in spite of it. The truth is, failure is not the end of the world. Rejection is not the end of the world. Messing up, making mistakes, stumbling along the way, none of that is as bad as your mind makes it seem. Because every time you fail, you learn. Every time you get knocked down, you gain experience. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. And the people who succeed aren't the ones who never fail. They're the ones who fail and keep going. They use failure as a stepping stone, not a roadblock. Think about all the times fear has stopped you from doing something you wanted to do. Maybe there was an opportunity you wanted to take, but you talked yourself out of it. Maybe you had a dream, but you let fear convince you it wasn't possible. Maybe you had a chance to step up, but fear of judgment held you back. Now think about where you would be if you had pushed past that fear. Think about what your life could look like if you stopped letting fear make decisions for you. Every time you push past fear, you become stronger. Every time you face something that scares you and do it anyway, you build confidence. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop by taking action. The more you face your fears, the less power they have over you. The first time you step outside your comfort zone, it feels uncomfortable. But the second time, it's a little easier. The third time, you start to feel capable. And before you know it, the thing that once terrified you is now something you handle with ease. Fear wants to keep you small. It wants to keep you stuck. It whispers lies in your ear, telling you that you're not good enough, that you're not ready, that you'll never make it. But you don't have to listen to that voice. You can acknowledge the fear without letting it control you. You can feel afraid and still take action. You can doubt yourself and still move forward. The key is to stop letting fear be the reason you don't chase your dreams. The people who achieve greatness in life are the ones who refuse to let fear win. They are the ones who feel the fear but take action anyway. They don't wait for fear to go away before they start because they know that waiting is just another form of procrastination. Fear never disappears completely, but the more you face it, the weaker it becomes. And the more you take action, the more you realize that fear was never as powerful as you thought it was. Failure is a part of success. Too many people fear failure so much that they never even try. They let the possibility of making mistakes, of falling short, of looking foolish keep them from going after what they truly want. But failure isn't something to be afraid of, it's something to embrace. Every successful person you admire has failed. Every champion, every business leader, every person who has accomplished something great has faced setbacks. The difference between them and the people who never reach their goals is that they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as fuel. Most people misunderstand failure. They think it's a sign that they should quit. They think it means they're not good enough, not talented enough, not capable enough. But failure isn't a stop sign, it's a stepping stone. It's how you learn, it's how you grow, it's how you figure out what works and what doesn't. If you never fail, it means you're not pushing yourself hard enough. It means you're staying in your comfort zone, playing it safe, avoiding risks. But success isn't found in comfort. It's found in the moments when you stumble, when you struggle, when you fall. Let's think about a child learning to walk. They don't get it right the first time. They fall over and over again, but they don't stop. They don't sit down and decide that walking isn't for them. They keep trying until they get it. That's how you have to approach failure. You have to see it as part of the process, as something necessary, as something that's making you better. You can't let one failure define you. You can't let one mistake convince you that you're not capable. You have to be willing to get back up, to keep pushing, to keep learning. The people who achieve great things are the ones who refuse to give up. They fail just like everyone else, but they don't see it as the end. They see it as a lesson. They analyze what went wrong, adjust their approach, and try again. That's why they succeed, because they don't let failure break them. They use it to build themselves up, to strengthen their skills, to develop resilience, and over time, they get better. They improve, they grow into the person who is capable of achieving their dreams. Failure teaches you things success never could. It forces you to look at yourself, to evaluate your weaknesses, to develop grit. It humbles you. It shows you that you're not perfect, but that you have the ability to improve. It makes you work harder. It makes you appreciate success when it finally comes. If everything was easy, if you never failed, you wouldn't value your wins. You wouldn't appreciate the journey. you wouldn't develop the strength needed to maintain success once you reach it. One of the biggest reasons people fear failure is because they worry about what others will think. They don't want to be judged. They don't want to look like they don't have it all together. But the truth is, most people are too focused on their own lives to worry about yours. And the ones who do judge, they're usually the ones who aren't doing anything themselves. The people who have achieved something, the people who know what it takes to succeed, they don't mock failure, they respect it because they've been there. They know what it's like. They understand that failure is a sign that you're trying, that you're putting yourself out there, that you're taking risks. The only real failure is giving up. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep trying, as long as you keep learning, you're not failing, you're growing. Every setback is an opportunity to come back stronger. Every disappointment is a lesson in disguise. Every rejection is redirection. Sometimes things don't work out the way you want them to because there's something better waiting for you. But you'll never know that if you quit. You'll never find out what you're capable of if you let failure make you stop. Failure isn't permanent unless you decide it is. You have to be willing to push through it. You have to be willing to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to fail over and over again if that's what it takes to reach your goals. Because the moment you stop fearing failure, the moment you stop seeing it as something negative, everything changes. You start taking more risks. You start believing in yourself more. You start seeing failure as proof that you're making progress. And when that happens, success is no longer a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's not talent, it's not luck, and it's not motivation that separates successful people from everyone else. It's discipline. The ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it, is what determines whether you achieve your goals or not. Most people wait for motivation to strike before they take action, but motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired, some days you won't. But discipline is what keeps you moving forward, regardless of how you feel. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of discipline. It's about consistency, showing up day after day, putting in the work even when it's hard. Discipline is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's going to the gym when you don't feel like it. It's working on your goals when distractions are calling your name. It's saying no to things that don't serve your purpose. It's making sacrifices, putting in extra effort, and pushing through discomfort because you know what you're working toward is worth it. People fail not because they lack talent, but because they lack discipline. They start something, but the moment it gets hard, they quit. They make a plan, but when life throws obstacles in their way, they abandon it. They get excited about a goal, but as soon as the excitement fades, they stop putting in the effort. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. The successful ones push through when things get tough. They keep going when the excitement wears off. They follow through even when it's inconvenient. Discipline is about making choices that align with your goals, even when those choices aren't easy. It's about controlling your impulses, delaying gratification, and focusing on the long term instead of seeking short-term comfort. Most people struggle with discipline because they want instant results. They want success without sacrifice. They want to be great, but they don't want to put in the years of effort that greatness requires. But success doesn't work that way. It's not about doing something once and expecting a reward. It's about doing it repeatedly until the results come. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved great things. They didn't get there overnight. They didn't wake up one day and suddenly become successful. They put in years of work, day after day, long before they saw any results. They stayed disciplined even when nobody was watching, even when nobody was applauding, even when it felt like their efforts weren't paying off. And that's why they made it. Because discipline is what keeps you in the game long enough for success to happen. The truth is, discipline isn't something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you make yourself do something you don't feel like doing, you're strengthening your discipline. Every time you choose to stick to your plan instead of giving in to distractions, you're building mental toughness. Every time you push yourself past your comfort zone, you're conditioning yourself for success. Most people think discipline is about restriction, about making life harder. But real discipline gives you freedom. When you're disciplined with your finances, you have the freedom to build wealth. When you're disciplined with your health, you have the freedom to enjoy a strong body and a long life. When you're disciplined with your time, you have the freedom to create the life you want. Discipline is what allows you to take control of your future instead of letting circumstances control you. The key to building discipline is starting small. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start with one habit, one routine, one commitment. Show yourself that you can stick to something, even if it's just waking up 30 minutes earlier or exercising for 10 minutes a day. Build momentum. Prove to yourself that you can be consistent. Once you start seeing progress, it gets easier to stay disciplined because now you have proof that your efforts are paying off.